YouTube videos, and that's why I want to share my knowledge. This is the first time I'm teaching tonight, so bear with me. This is like kind of nerve-wracking for me a little bit, but I appreciate the support. So that's a little bit about me. Okay, so ideally podcasts are about 22 minutes long, and the best time to upload a podcast is on a Tuesday. Ironically, I don't know why, but that's. And I also recommend to be consistent with your podcast because that keeps your following going. So make sure if you're doing it on a Tuesday that you upload once a week. Now, 90 million people listen to podcasts, so if you don't listen, you should now, because it's a great thing to do. And if you walk a lot to work, it gives you someone to listen to. And they have all different topics you can tune in with, so they have them everywhere. 65% of podcast listeners are more willing to consider products and services after they learn about the podcast, after they listen to the podcast. So a lot of people learn from like audio that you actually take things, you digest it differently. So it's good to listen to stuff. And the last statistic is podcast advertising drives website traffic. So that's another reason why I said it digests differently. So start listening to podcasts. So now we're going to talk about the steps. This was the first time I bought my equipment. I had a glass of wine with me. That's what that was. So the first thing to do if you are interested in starting a podcast is to listen to different topics of your interest. So it's really important to like go on iTunes, download the podcast app, or they have so many different outlets if you just literally Google podcasting. So just do it and listen to there are so many cool topics to listen to. So that's the first thing. Then, get experience and take chances. So go guest host. Invite yourself to be interviewed. You have nothing to lose in life by taking chances. So that's why I'm really keen on just reaching out to people and being like, oh, you have a podcast? Like, I'd love to be on your show. And you have nothing to lose. You only have things to gain. So I highly recommend that. And then join podcasting groups on social media. Like I said, that's how I really built my own business. I mean, I connected with the director of Saved by the Bell through Facebook. And he was on one of my podcasts, which was really awesome. So you never know what you can get out of Facebook. So then once you listen, once you guest host and get the experience, it's really important to think of different topics and things that interest you. Because if you want people to listen to what you're talking about, it has to be something that you're passionate about. Because why are people listening to something or tune into something that they weren't passionate about it? So that's what I recommend. So pick a hobby, or if it's for business, I recommend doing that. Then you got to pick a location to record. So I actually recorded my guest room closet. So you figure out a way to make it work. But if it's soundproof, like do it in your closet. I support it. So whatever works for you. If you didn't know that, Larry, now you know. So that's where I podcast. Then equipment. So equipment itself shouldn't cost you more than $500. And like I said, you see the image. The next one actually breaks down the equipment. So first you need a set of headphones, obviously. A mixer you don't necessarily need, but I think it helps with the sound clarity. So I recommend getting that. If you go to Guitar Center, they hook you up. So just go there and they'll take care of you. So I recommend getting a mixer. Then you also need a USB cable to connect from the mixer to your computer. And then you also need the two cable colors, like red and white, that connect in the mixer to go to your phone, so that when people call you from your phone, the audio connects to the computer. It's like a lot of technical stuff. But if you have questions later, I can send you everything. And then also, you need a microphone. How else can people hear you? So actually, the one in the corner is Samson, and they actually sponsor my podcast, which is really cool. So it's just amazing what you can get from networking and just putting yourself out there. So that's the next one. It's all about promoting. So promote the shit out of what you're doing. So whether it's on social media or going on and networking, it's so important to put yourself out there because you are your biggest advocate. Yes?
Where are you recording? On the computer or on the phone, or where do you record the podcast on?
Like through my phone from the mixer.
But is it on your phone, the recording?
Yeah.
It's right on the phone. Okay.
Yeah, you connect it to the computer, yeah. So that's the key thing to get yourself out there is just promote. Okay. Next one. Okay, so if you're interested in taking your podcast to the next level, contact me. That's pretty much it.